Oh hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel, welcome back. I'm Maryam, and in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing the newest from Huda Beauty, the Matte Obsessions palettes. These are cool and warm, so I'm gonna be doing two looks, one on each eye, testing out both of these just to see what the hype is all about, just to see if they are worth the money, and of course, give you my final first impressions verdict at the end. So if you are into this type of video, then subscribe if you aren't already, hit that notification bell for the Wednesdays and Sundays videos that I do every week. And now let's get into it. Huda Beauty, Matte Obsessions, cool and warm, plus some new creamy kohl pencils. Let's hit it. Alright, so my face base is already on. I have my foundation on. I am breaking out at the moment. It happened like virtually overnight, all over my forehead. You probably can't really tell, but I can tell, and this video is not about that, but I just felt like I needed to get that off my chest. Anyway, I am going to be reviewing these two new palettes today from Huda. Let me give you a little brief description about these two palettes. First of all, can we talk about how stunning Huda looks in this photo? I am loving the short retro type of hair on her. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely breathtaking. This is like serving me as some serious inspo. I want to cut my hair this short. Although I don't know if she cut it. I think it might be just folded under. Anyway, I'm obsessed with this look. So basically in this new collection, we have 9 pans of highly pigmented, timeless hues in powder matte and cream to powder finishes. We have Cool Obsessions featuring soft pinks, cool mauves, icy browns that pop on cool toned complexions. I personally believe that cooler tones pop against warm complexions like mine, whereas warm tones look a little bit more natural. You see how I'm like in this color family, and this just looks so drastically different that this would pop against my warm skin tone. Next we have the Warm Obsessions. Think warm peaches, burnt browns, terracotta shades that look divine on those with golden, olive, and warm skin tones. Again, they do look divine, but they look a little bit more natural on warmer skin tones, but I guess I'll let you be the judge. I'll do one on each eye and then you let me know which one pops more. They're saying here that they push their limits to make these shades super dope and not your usual basic cool and warm shades, so you can mix and match and use whichever palette speaks to you. There are no rules. So each of these palettes is $29. They are available online and in store from February 27th, hudabeauty.com, Sephora, or your local Huda Beauty retailer. Doesn't say what that is though. Also, we've got 2 new creamy kohl longwear eye pencils in brown and black. These are $19 each. I've been a fan of kohl pencils lately. I've especially been loving doing the graphic smoked out looks with kohl pencils, so I'm kind of here for that. Anyway, here we also have some tutorials in this magazine, which I think is pretty cool. And this is supposed to be a 24-hour flake-proof retractable pencil, ultra pigmented, soft smoke, or graphic glam, and transfer proof. So let's begin. Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. This is my favorite primer. It's the one that I always use whenever I want my eyeshadows to look their best, whenever I want them to last on my oily, greasy lids. I'm gonna designate this side as my cool matte eye and this side as my warm matte eye. And I'm gonna do them at the same time. I'm not sure if I wanna create the same exact look, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna grab this Dose of Colors blending brush, just a soft blending brush. Let's go for this pinky shade here in the center. I'm just gonna gently tap that into my eye socket area to define it. Just like that. So pretty. Look is complete. That is just so pretty. So fresh, and it's like a subtle pop. I love it. I'm gonna grab another fluffy brush. Tapered blending from Sigma E40. I'm gonna dip into this guy here. This is like orangey, peachy type of color. I'm gonna pop that into the eye socket. Very nice and soft. Very, very pigmented. I already looked on the back of the palettes and the paper packaging. All of these eyeshadows are eye safe, so that's good for me. I am someone with sensitive eyes, and whenever I use pigments that are labeled as not safe for the eyes, my eyes start to tear. So I take that precaution very, very seriously. Next, I'm gonna take something a little bit more tapered like this. I'm gonna go back to my Cool palette and my Cool eye. I'm gonna reach for one of these cream to powder finish eyeshadows. I'm not really sure how exactly they apply or if there's a way to use them. They definitely do feel very creamy, so I'm just interested to see what happens. I'm gonna apply a little bit to the inner corner. These are indeed cream to powder. They pick up like a cream, but they apply pretty much like a powder. So I'm just adding that to the inner and outer corner. And I like the cool lavender shade. I feel like it's very, very cute. I'm gonna take a similar brush, Precision Firm Blender from Sigma. I'm gonna reach into this reddish brown shade and just intensify my crease here, like that. These shadows are really, really easy to work with. So far, so good. Really soft, moldable, no complaints so far. Personally, I think I'm gravitating more towards the color story of the Cool palette, just because it's a little bit more unexpected, and we've seen these oranges before many, many times. But this, it just feels fresher to me. Plus, spring is right around the corner, and I kind of want to dip more into the pinks and the lavenders and those like fresher, cooler tones. But not to say that this isn't pretty. This is stunning. Gonna take whatever's remaining on this brush and run that along the lower lash line very subtly, like that. Back to the Cool. I'm gonna continue intensifying, so I'm gonna grab this Laura Mercier clay smudge brush and dip into this mauve shadow here. I'm gonna start adding that to the outer corner, creating a bit more of a gradient here, a bit more depth and darkness. And then with the corner of the brush, I'm gonna start flicking that up almost in a wing, like that. And then I'm gonna go back to a fluffy, smaller brush. I'm gonna soften that. So nice, so nice. This is such a unique shape. So sultry. Back to the warm. I'm gonna go for this shade here. This is the cream to powder finish. Wow, this one actually picks up like concealer. It literally looks like concealer on my brush. I'm gonna see if I can pop this all over the lid. And indeed, it applies like a cream to powder. Probably do a cut crease with this if you use a precise brush, which I almost did that. I'm gonna do the same thing to my brow bone just to see if I can clean up my brow bone using this pale peach concealer-like shade. Oh, I feel like this is really nice. This is really, really working. This is so cool. Kind of want to try this shade on my dark circles. I feel like it would work. I'm gonna go back to my fluffy brush and I'm gonna dip into this middle shade here. So this is a similar shade to the cream to powder one, just a little bit lighter and just a traditional matte powder type of shadow. So I'm gonna add that right on the border between the brow bone and all that blend. Okay, I am seeing that crease shadow transferred onto my actual crease. So that tells me that this is a product that should probably be blended out with a finger to make sure that it is totally dry and set. I'm gonna go back on my little brush here and just fix my crease. It's pretty, very, very pretty. Back to the Cool eye. I'm gonna grab a tiny little brush, dip into this pink. I'm gonna add a pop of pink to the inner corner, and then also to the brow bone. And now I'm thinking I want a little bit more darkness here. So for the darkness, I'm gonna grab a clean brush, Nova Beauty Eye 02 brush. I'm gonna dip into this eggplant shade, this guy. I'm gonna pack that onto the outer portion of my top lash line. Oh, I love that so much. These are two completely opposite eye looks, but I'm loving both of them. And I wish I would have committed to one look just so I can enjoy this a little bit more, you know? I am thinking I really need to lower this inner corner a little bit because this outer corner is pointing up towards the tail end of the brow, kind of like along the temple and the cheekbone. So this one needs to continue, but the other way. So I'm just gonna lightly elongate like that and then connect that to the inner corner like that. Yes! So good. And then I'm gonna take my little brush and just clean up right above this so the line is crisp. I feel like I might be done with this eye, but I do need something on the lid. So I am thinking, let me just go ahead and pop the rest of that pink in there. This pink is just so fresh and pretty. I just want this part to be light and bright like that. Oh, that did it. That is fun. That is fun. For this eye, I'm thinking I'm gonna use an angled brush, dip into this cream to powder shadow, brown, and then with this one, I'm gonna extend a wing, connect that to my outer corner. I'm gonna soften it, and then I'm gonna connect that to my actual crease, like that. Super simple, but effective. One more thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to the Sigma brush. I'm gonna pick up just the tiniest amount of this darkest brown shadow, just on the tip of the brush. I'm gonna add that right above that line that I just created, just to add a pinch of smoke right there. Do you see that? Tiny bit of smoke. Maybe that looks like dirt, not smoke. My attempt was there. There we go. All right, so now onto the kohl liners. I'm gonna use the black one on the cool side. I'm gonna use the brown one on the warm side. With the kohl, all I'm gonna do to test this is create small little strokes, wing that out, and then with a little brush, Sigma Precise lip line brush, I'm just gonna smudge that and blend that into the shadow. That's it, that's all I'm gonna do. I just feel like it gives such a nice softness and such a more wearable type of wing. So then I'm gonna pick up a little bit on the brush and then I'm going to very precisely wing that out. You saw that? It just takes one small little stroke for precision and then the rest can be super, super, super soft and smoky. Same thing on the inner corner. I'm just gonna use my brush to sharpen that inner corner and then connect that liner to the lash line and kind of just run it in between my lashes so there's no gaps. Easy peasy. And I love it. All right, second liner. Here I'm thinking I want to do something a little bit more graphic. I'm gonna start here. Outer corner. I'm gonna gently tap and glide this pencil. I imagine this is probably harder to do on top of eyeshadow than it is on your bare lid. So it might be easier to use both hands, but I'm just gonna go for it. Someone in my previous video commented that they couldn't believe I'm not a makeup artist because of all the precise lines that I'm able to do with eyeliner. And I credit that to the fact that I grew up with two artist parents, literally visual artists who paint, who draw. I draw myself, and so for me, anything that requires that sort of artistic skill is totally up my alley. It's within my realm. So even though I'm not a makeup artist, I do consider my face as my canvas, and I do consider myself an artist. So lines and colors is something that comes naturally to me. It's something that I've always done since childhood. And I don't really consider it a challenge per se. I consider it within my scope of skills, you know? But I know that for some people, creating straight lines, doing things like nail art is so difficult. But I will tell you that even if you're not someone who's artistically gifted, makeup is meant to be fun. And you are meant to play around and make it as easy and fun for yourself as you possibly can. So even if you use small strokes, even if you use helpers, you could still achieve makeup looks. It's just a matter of practice, really. I am really, really feeling this look as well. This is very, very wearable, even though it's pretty dramatic. I feel like it's fun. So I'm just gonna do one more thing on this eye. I'm gonna take a smudger brush from Laura Lee Los Angeles. I'm gonna dip into this creamy shadow here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smudge out this outer corner here just so that it blends in better with the eyeshadow. So you see what I just did? I wanted this angle to be very soft, but I wanted the top of that line to be very precise. I always like to play around with like a blended out top line of the wing or bottom line of the wing. And then I keep the other one super crisp. All right, so now all I need is some mascara and perhaps a pair of lashes. So let's go for it. I'm gonna reach for this mascara that I don't particularly care about. This Give Beauty Can't Stop Staring mascara with the really weird wand applicator. But it's what I have around, so that's what I'm gonna use. I feel like mascaras, if I try them once, they're already contaminated by me and my germs. So it's not one of those things that I can give away, unless it's like to my best friend or my mom or my sister who don't care if I used it. But let's just say we don't have a shortage of mascaras around here. So even though I don't like this one, it's still around because no one wants it. Also, last year I had an eye infection in one eye and the doctor told me to throw away all of my mascaras that I used that week. So I literally got rid of my entire stash, which is fine because I go through them very quickly anyway. Damn, that looks so pretty. I'm gonna reach for these Legacy lashes from Kiss. This is the new collection, forget the name. It almost looked like a Victorian type of collection. And these lashes, Style Legacy, are amazing. I've been wearing them non-stop. So I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty lash glue. Glue these babies on, boom, and boom. So these are two totally different eye looks, even though both are somewhat elongated, but the technique was totally different on both of these looks. I need lips, one sec. Just got this nice collection of new liquid lipsticks from MAC. These are supposed to be non-transferable. Actually, I wore the red one last night, so I'm gonna grab a nudie type of color. Something that's neutral, not too cool and not too warm. This shade is called Bodacious. I'm already wearing lip liner. This feels like a liquid lipstick, but it's much, much thinner. So if you want it to be super opaque, you do need 2 layers. All right, and this is my final look, actually looks. So let me go ahead and model these looks for you. Look number 1. and look number 2. So which one do you like more? Look number 1 or look number 2? I am personally really feeling look number 1, the cool, because to me, this truly pops against my skin tone. This looks dramatically different from my undertone, and it just feels a little bit more interesting, like a little bit more color, a little bit more pizzazz, I guess, but in such an understated and wearable way that I am just naturally gravitating towards this one more. This is something that I've seen before, many times before. It's a look that I do often, so this doesn't feel like too different or too like outside of my comfort zone. So I like it too, and even though it's still a smoky eye, which could be taken as dramatic, I feel like it is in the comfortable color category, especially for me. So I am definitely feeling the matte Cool Obsessions just a smidge more, just a pinch more. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I feel like it looks so understated and so wearable, but if you are someone with a warm skin tone, this palette will absolutely pop on you. So I love this one. I'm gonna give this one an A, and although I also love this one, I've definitely seen it before, so I'm gonna give this one a B+. So both of these obviously passed the test. I feel like they were really fun and easy to work with. I think this is another great addition to Huda's Obsessions 9-pan palettes. I really enjoyed playing with them. I will definitely continue using them. These will stay in my arsenal of makeup, and you'll definitely see them more on me and also on my channel. Similarly, I really enjoyed these creamy kohl pencils, though I didn't see anything new or different about these particular pencils. I already own many products like this, so I'm not gonna say that this is something so unique and different that you absolutely must purchase these. You probably already have a product like this, but if you're looking for something that is easy to use and you don't have anything like this is good, and I stand by that. So with that said, I guess I'm gonna wrap up this video. This was a really fun and easy video to film. I really enjoyed myself. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for sticking to the end, for watching, for subscribing, for being awesome. Let me know below which look you are feeling more. And be honest, you don't have to be swayed by my opinion or by anybody else's opinion. Let your voice be heard. Let's talk, let's start a conversation. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I'm zooming out. But there's more videos for you to check out right here. So do it. Deuces.